Welcome back everybody. If you want to become a better basketball player by watching film breakdowns, you should definitely watch this video. Today, I'll be breaking down the game between Georgia and Denmark on the 2nd of March 2026. First up, we got this baseline drive, and he's driving baseline. He beat his man, therefore there will be someone in the paint to help. Because of this, the ball handler should kick the ball out automatically, because it's always better to get an open shot instead of a 2-on-1 layup situation. Meanwhile, or just before he's gonna pass it, the weak side wing is gonna cut, because when the ball handler is driving baseline, it's usually a great opportunity to pass into a teammate in the paint. And because the former wing guy cut through the lane, he took a man with him, and that leaves the next guy who's going to fill in his spot open. This is a sideline out of bounds play. This is a play you would recognize if you watch some of my oldest videos. It is a double stagger for the guy in the weak side corner. It is a play that Svendborg Rabbits from Basket League have run a couple of times with great success. So I'm guessing that one of the national team coaches have taken inspiration from them. What's great about this play is there's so many opportunities. This time it's going to be a baseline cut from the first screener. But let's rewind it and I'll tell you about all the options you have. The magic about this play is that it involves 3 guys who can all get the ball and all be in a threatening position. First of all, the guy in the corner. For each of these screens, he has the opportunity to do a backdoor. He has the opportunity to curl over the screen, or he has the opportunity to blast behind the 3-point line for a shot. The first screener, he has the opportunity to set the screen, cut towards the basket. He also has the opportunity to flash out behind the 3-point line. He has the opportunity to go set a rescreen if he catches the ball, and the second screener has all of these options too. So many options and so much the defense has to worry about that it's just a great sideline out of bounds play. Let's see it one more time. And on this position, I want you to notice the guy I've highlighted right here. This is just a great defensive position from him and great awareness to get an offensive foul later in this play. So first of all, he's just tracking down his man, making sure he doesn't get it. Then later in the play, he will sink towards the paint to seal out the guy cutting, and that means he had to leave his own man open. Luckily for him, his teammates understand defensive rotation, so the closest guy is gonna close out to him. That means he now has to find the next man. The next man is the guy at the wing, but a teammate is already going there. So instead he's gonna sprint to the dunker spot to get the open man. Great awareness, finding the guy so quickly. But then the ball handler got by his primary defender and is now stumbling towards him, out of control. It's easy to see when a player has no control and is not able to stop or change direction. When you're trying to take an offensive foul, a charge, it only works if the attacker is out of control, out of balance. If the ball handler was in balance, he would be able to do a dribble move, a Euro step, something just to get out the way, but he isn't, and it ends up being a charge. Right here is going to be a down screen again for Reed, something Georgia did all of the time to try and get him open, try and get him involved in the play. In this particular scenario, as many of them, he's been top locked pretty heavily, pretty aggressively. So he's just gonna deny the screen, try and shake his man off by running under the screen. And instead of going behind the 3-point line, he's gonna recognize the open space in the middle of the floor. This area of the floor is a great area to get the ball in, because you're so close to the hoop that the shots become easier. Like, it's logic, but he recognizes the open space. It's always the best idea to run towards the open space, even if it isn't what you were planning to do, but that's what he does. He gets to the pass and just rises up for the shot. And he has this ability to get imbalance on his mid-ranges, so it's a pretty high percentage shot for him. We know they like to run this high pick and roll to make the most of Reed's explosive first step and Shingelia's physicality. So instead of doing it normally, he's gonna fake the screen, do a great cut, and that's just 2 easy points. That's just like in other sports, like fighting, for example. You do kind of like setups and fakes to see how the opponent responds, and then when you know how they're gonna respond, you do the opposite. So this, he knows that his defender were gonna fully commit to him setting the screen. So instead of setting the screen, he was just gonna cut and catch his man off guard. Again, the high pick and roll. And this time, this is just some individual skill I want to highlight. He gets it in the mid-range. Lovely spot again. He knows he can get a shot here, but because he is a lot smaller than his defender, and because his defender is moving laterally, not up and down, the defender has a great opportunity to contest the shot, and that's why he decides to lean back, so kind of fade away while he's shooting his mid-range jumper. This is something you only do if you work on it, and it's one of those little details you get to work on when you're that good. Last thing I want to mention in this video is when you're the mismatch in the paint, when you're the smaller guy guarding a bigger guy, you always want to deny the entry pass, because as soon as he gets it, it's going to be really difficult to not either give up 2 points or commit a foul. So what you want to do is, first option is to front. Now he's not in a position to do that, so he has to go with his plan B, which is to kind of deny the offender seeking contact. So he's gonna go backwards, get the attacker out of balance, and then he's gonna try and do like a swim move and trying to move in front of him while the pass is still in the air and get the poke. We see it here, he's gonna move on the outside of his body and get the steal. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, tell me if you have any game, any player, anything you want me to break down. Peace out.